Welcome back to Hardball. That was Donald Trump in a Thanksgiving video released by his transition team calling on the nation to come together. That video came as Trump's unorthodox transition plowed ahead. And for more on Trump's transition, I'm joined by our roundtable, Joan Walsh, an MSNBC political analyst, Raul Reyes, an NBC News contributor, and Kristin Tate, author of Government Gone Wild, How D.C. Politicians Are Taking You for a Ride and What You Can Do About It. Let's go to the other end of the spectrum here. And Kristin, from your standpoint, when you look at Mitt Romney or when you look at Nikki Haley now joining the administration today and the things they have said about Donald Trump, and again, especially in the case of Mitt Romney, he was saying Donald Trump is just basically fundamentally untrustworthy, unqualified. I mean, this is a level you don't normally see. Would that be durable in any way in terms of a working partnership, having somebody like that be your Secretary of State?
Look, I mean, Trump is going to be a very action and results-oriented president. He's not king, and he understands that he needs to work with other people to get things done. So I think that's why we've seen him tone down his rhetoric to kind of bring his opponents into the fold, and also why we've seen him reach out to folks like Nikki Haley, Mitt Romney, people who haven't exactly been his biggest supporters. He wants to work with all people. He's not a candidate anymore. He is now president-elect. And, you know, what he's really doing is he's consolidating the Republican Party. All Republicans. I think it's kind of funny that, you know, for the last year, we've all been talking about how the Republican Party is in so much trouble. You know, there's a civil war going on within the Republican Party. I think it's the Democrats that are in big trouble, and we've seen a big divide in that party.
Well,
while the Republicans are all coming together. It's the
surprised Republicans who are running to him right now because they didn't think he was going to win this thing. So Raul, what is the message coming out of the Trump transition right now that you're seeing? Again, with Nikki Haley, with the reports of Romney, it looks like Ben Carson might be joining up.
I see two. One of them is when you look at some of the picks we're seeing today or discussing today. To me, it's basically an attempt by maybe some of these saner heads on the transition team to mainstream a candidate who we know from his own words is a bigot, is a sexual predator, has endorsed some of these alt-right groups. So it's putting very mainstream faces and maybe tamping down some of that criticism. You know, remember, the worst that we know about Trump came from him. And secondly, what these picks have in common is that none of them, as you touched on, are particularly suited for their job. I mean, even Mitt Romney, Donald Trump said, yes, he looks the part. Remember when Mitt Romney went to Europe in 2012? He went to England. He insulted them in saying they weren't ready for the Olympics. To the Middle East, where he said that Jerusalem is the definitive capital of Israel, and enraged the Palestinians. Then he went back to Poland and insulted them. There were 3 gaps in 3 countries. So Mitt Romney himself is not ideally qualified for this job. Nikki Haley, she has no experience at the federal government level. Even Ben Carson, I could see him possibly like Health and Human Services, but he doesn't really have experience in housing and urban development.
The American people don't want political experience. That's what we've learned in this election. They want outsiders. Trump is going to get doers, people who have experience in the real world. Look at the Trump organization. He always hires the best of the best. And I want to talk about
let's let Kristin finish the thought. We'll go to Joe quick.
I think it's really important that we talk about Betsy DeVos, the woman who he chose to be the Secretary of Education. Trump has said that he wants to bring prosperity to the inner cities. That was a cornerstone of his campaign. The way you do that is bringing school choice to these inner cities. And I think that is going to be one way that he's going to mark his presidency and be able to lift all Americans up. I think that was a good move by
there is an interesting distinction here, because Ben Carson, you had Armstrong Williams the other day saying Ben Carson doesn't feel he could be ready to run an agency. Now he may be going to HUD. But I would say, like, no, if you look at Betsy DeVos, certainly her background, this is an area she's been interested in. I could see another Republican president potentially appointing her to education secretary.
She is such an education extremist. The idea that she's going to preside over a system of public education is actually terrifying.
How is school choice?
Wait a minute. Betsy DeVos is not just in favor of school choice. That's a part. But I
think she would be a pick. She would be a pick. Probably any Republican president.
No. I disagree.
We're in the process right now of normalizing.
She is a very anti-LGBT candidate. She is someone who, she is not just about school choice. What she is about is using public for private schools. She herself has never, did not receive a public school education. None of her children have.
I think we would be having the same debate if John Kasich, who she supported in the primaries, was president now. I suspect
John Kasich is not as
he could have
extreme
appointed her
as she
to.
is.
I just think she falls into the category of you could see other people. We got to squeeze a quick break in. We're a little late for one of these. We're going to do that. All right, we're back. Kristin, tell me something I don't know.
So during the last year, the media has been trying tirelessly to paint Trump as an anti-Muslim bigot, but no one's talking about the fact that 3 times as many Muslims voted for Trump than for Romney in 2012. So I thought that was a really interesting fact.
Where is that from?
Actually, CARE released this figure. Romney received only 4% of the Muslim vote. Trump got almost 15%.
All right, Raul Reyes.
I have a number, 48%, and that is, which is 40%, basically half. That's the percentage of people in the agriculture industry who are undocumented. So when we're celebrating our Thanksgiving, we should think about where all those things came from. You know, look at turkey, sweet potatoes, strawberries. All those things are very labor intensive, and they depend on undocumented workers.
Okay, Joan.
Get ready to learn more about the Emoluments Clause of the Constitution because it is going to be talked about a lot. It prohibits our elected officials from taking gifts or financial donations from foreign leaders. Donald Trump has a hotel in Washington where our foreign diplomats are already staying. There's going to be he's on a collision course with the Emoluments Clause in the Constitution.
Okay, that will be the last word tonight.
Well,
Joan Walsh, Raul Reyes, Kristin Tate. I'm going to learn what that word is one of these days. Thank you for joining us. That is Hardball for now. Thank you for being with us. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. All In with Chris Hayes starts right now.